Hey everybody, it is Coglin Arrow back again, and it's patch day, so I hope you guys are out there getting all the new characters. I am going to be getting Kid Kaiju today. I've got a special little ticket right here waiting on him, and we're going to see how he is, but in the meantime, we are going to continue our journey in Shadowlands. So today we're going to do 11 through 15, and let's see if we can't get up there with minimal effort. So let's take a look at what we have here. We've got female character 1, so let's see what we have in the female area. It is a relay, which you guys know I'm a big fan of. So let's take a look. We could use Moon Girl here. Her leadership is pretty good. 36% attack is very nice. And let's see here. I want to save those two for a little later on. Let's see who she has a team up bonus with. See if we can't get a little extra edge. I have not really checked her team ups too much, but I do know that my favorite one with him, Network of Contacts, does use my buddy up here, Miss Marvel, and so I don't want to use that, and it wouldn't give us any advantage tagging out. It looks like Ironheart is the only female other than Miss Marvel that she is going to be able to tag into. So we're not going to go with team up here. Let's see. Let's go ahead and grab Clea and Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl is not my favorite. She's not the most powerful in the world, but she's definitely a warm body to be able to switch into. Now, I haven't tried this team on a female, but this is a fairly low level at only 11, so we shouldn't have a problem. Let's find out. And there is also a new login event coming, in case you guys aren't aware, that finalizes with a 6-star ticket. So keep an eye out for that, and let me know in the comments who you plan on using that ticket on. And we're going to go ahead and take down level 11 Shadowland, maining Moon Girl. I love Moon Girl. I love Devil Dinosaur. She is not superbly powerful, and you can't use her in speed relays because Devil Dinosaur is not a speed character, so he only does 1 damage. But there he is, the big boy himself. I don't have a rotation that I use. I mostly just try to get Devil Dinosaur to take that aggro off of me and then just blast away. And whenever she iframes, it throws all of their aggro back onto him, but she can take it back pretty quick. He is not the best tank in the world. Oh no, I let her die. That's a bad plan. Alright, so with Clea, and you want to keep up that number 3. It keeps her invisible for just a couple of seconds, but that leaves her with very little time to be killed. Unfortunately, she was just killed. Alright, I don't think we're going to make this one. Not with Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl is decent at pumping out that last little bit of damage, but she is not going to be able to solo all of that. So we did an okay job there. We learned a lesson that first we need to pay more attention, and we need to make sure that we get Moon Girl switched out. Let's see if Clea has a team up bonus that might give us a little bit more of an edge in here. And another problem that we have is that we don't have anybody coming in and spotting her for a little bit of extra damage. No shifters that are associated with her. But where did I put Clea in here? There she is. Alright. So we don't want to waste either of those this low a level. And Dormammu we don't actually have, although even if we had him at 1 star, would be great to get that dodge and ignore defense. But that's alright. Let's go back to just the ladies and see what we have. Let us pull in Satana. She can deal a fairly decent amount of damage. The problem is that none of these folks are very tanky, so they can't absorb damage for long periods of time. The dream is obviously to have Devil Dinosaur tank all the enemies on screen and just let her deal the damage, because he can tank these guys. He can tank these guys all day. But the problem is Let's see if we can go a little lighter on the damage. I do not know which one. Oh, better switch her out. Ah, they didn't give us a chance to switch her out. Woo! They just stunned us right out of the gate. There's not a whole lot you can do about that. Alright, so I don't think that this is going to work. I don't think that Moon Girl is going to be able to deal with the kind of damage that these guys are pumping out. And Satana definitely cannot tank that. So let's go ahead and let's shift gears. We have a male superhero relay right there in the middle. So let's give that one a shot. See who we have left, because we can, well, we can go ahead and start using our tier 2s, because as we determined, if we use it, this one, that's 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So we need to know which ones we're not going to use. We're not going to use our more powerful ones like Doctor Strange, Proxima, Carnage, Thanos, Shirag would be in that list, as would Loki and Miss Marvel to a lesser extent. Her damage is not quite at, you know, Doctor Strange's level, but she has complete survivability. She can stay immune the entire time. So, and most of these are fairly powerful. That's the reason that I tier 2'd them. But let's see, what do we want? We got a custom gear chest, and we've got a comic card. My cards are a little light, so I'm going to go back into here, and this time we are going to we're going to keep her at number 1, but we're going to go ahead and bring in one of our females up here. So let's go ahead and bring in Miss Marvel, and that way we get that extra bonus. So I forgot that we're at the point where we can start using a tier 1 every level and still be able to max them out. And you got to keep in mind those last 5 levels. Those last 5 levels are always going to be the same. You're going to have one where you need a supervillain. I'll go through all of those when we get up there. But they're always going to be the same, so you can kind of know which group you want to have. And now, this time I get to have my fun with her, because if I pull her out early into Miss Marvel is going to be able to tank everything. I mean, Miss Marvel could solo this level, but I really do enjoy using Moon Girl because of Devil Dinosaur. So, I mean, you got to do what's fun. I mean, in the end, this is a game, and I mean, it can be a little competitive in timeline, but an ABX and that sort of thing. But it's a game, and you gotta play it like a game and have fun. If you stop having fun, you're gonna want to stop playing. So. And all of us have fun in a different way. You got to find the way that you have fun. I have fun by playing my favorite characters. You might have fun by, you know, being able to solo ABX with some low-level character. Whatever way you find is the most fun is the way that you should be playing. I like to see Devil Dinosaur go around and eat bad guys. Well, no more Devil Dinosaur this fight. Let's just switch into Miss Marvel. I like Miss Marvel. She's kind of fun and goofy. If you haven't been reading the new mainline Avengers, they feature Miss Marvel, and she's a lot of fun. Her and Lady Thor, Jane Foster Thor, are quite entertaining to read, and definitely get a recommendation from me on that series. And as you can see from when I mentioned before in World Boss review, Miss Marvel can just tank anything if you build her right. I have a double hit point obelisk on her that has invincibility. And so, with healing, you can go 2 routes. You can either increase the hit points that they have, which would make the percentage higher, or what is more common is actually increasing the rate, because the rate does legitimately increase your healing more. So definitely prioritize rate. But she has a lot of abilities that buff her hit points, so every time you add some hit points, it really, really buffs up what her actual total hit points are, which is what her healing is based off. It's a percentage of your hit points. And so for every 1% that I increase her hit points, Well, for every 10% I increase her hit points, I'm really increasing it by, what, 12%, I think it is. I think she gets plus 20% at tier 2. It could be more. We'll take a quick look. But, so that was level 11. And now, let me take a look here. Okay, so with her skills, she has nothing there. Nothing there. Where is it that she gets that bonus from? I know her uniform provides a bonus, and that uniform provides extra plus 20. So that's plus 20. Then, if I'm not mistaken, she has another increase to her hit points, but I'm not sure where it is. But with this obelisk that gives an extra plus, what is that, 50? No, 48.8 hit points, and invincibility obelisk, you know, we're sitting with 36k hit points, and so it's very hard when she goes invincible. She's going to be healing, what is it at this point, 30% of that. So that's going to be 9k hit points. And it's just really hard for them to deal enough damage to be able to take her down. And as you can see, my Urus are not maxed out on her. So I'll be able to get that hit points even higher. Now, where are we doing in here? Let's go back. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do number 12. We're already at the almost halfway point of the video, and we've only gotten past 1, so let's try to speed things along. And we're going to go with our male heroes, because I do have a couple of male heroes that are kind of low level. Let's go ahead and get Hyperion. For a paywall, he's probably the weakest. I don't have Ironheart, so she may be weaker than him, but he is not a particularly strong suit of armor there. And we will grab, let's see what team-up bonuses he has. There he is. And I don't want to use Thor here. So let's just pull in somebody that can iframe. I don't want to waste him. We can waste Star-Lord. Star-Lord can iframe. His 6-star has a good iframe, nice long one that can take up most of the time when you're waiting on the tag out to refresh on Hyperion. Now, Hyperion has his own heal. It's one of his abilities right here, number 3. And so he has a little bit more survivability, but he's still not super tanky. He has this iframe that's pretty damn long, but it is not, it's not forever. And it's just not long enough to really make him invincible, because, see, that has an 11-second cooldown, and so you can only stay in iframe for about 3 of those. And his number 2 I would avoid. It is a... it takes a long time for it to go off. See, here it is. And see, all that time you're taking damage. You could get guard broke. There's a lot of things that could go wrong with that. So I would avoid it if at all possible. And now here is his iframe. It takes a good amount of time, and he can pump out, you know, fairly decent damage. He's got some mobility there on his number 3, which is good. And one more iframe, and then we'll switch out. And by the time he comes back in, he's got a heal ready to go, and you should use it immediately. You want to use that heal as often as you can. You don't want to waste it at the same time, but you don't want to, if it doesn't heal you up to full when you use it, then you're not going to have a chance at wasting any of that. And we'll take out Cap here in a second. Now, the best plan is to group them together, because if you group the guys together, his 5 skill will stun both of them and damage both of them. So that's definitely the way to go if you get that option. And so there we go. That was number 12. So let's go ahead and hop straight into number 13. So here we have our much maligned by me Rumble mode, boss mode, and a wave mode. The boss mode here has both the Ultrons, and they spawn little baby Ultrons, and that's a villain stage. And then our wave mode, we have 3 different characters that all summon their little mobs, and that's also a villain stage. So I'm going to go ahead and try for the Ultron one, and let's see what supervillain we want to bring to play today. Now the problem is I need all of these later on, but Loki is probably going to be our best bet for this sort of AoE type of a deal. So let's see what we can bring in, because we just need more warm bodies for this one. And here, both these guys, Hela and Odin, are 1 star. It gives all defense and some ignore defense, which are both important. Critical rate is good. And then, as you can see, I also get some bonus to my energy, attack, and dodge, and my dodge and cooldown duration, which is all great. Getting her, at this point, I've got her cooldown to the point where she can refresh her shield as needed, but it's always nice to have those extra couple of seconds if you need them, where it's cooled down and her shield is still up. And Loki is very simple. One of the most simple, boring characters you can play. You pull out her... first you shield her, as such. That gives you a certain number of guard hits. And then you pull out your little mobs. And normally I would have been dealing damage if I wasn't doing a video there. And this one, they are dealing quite a bit of damage to her. That is frustrating. But it's not a big deal. Now, as you can see, they both come in together. You got to kill both of them. That one's hit points, even if that one's hit points are lowered and the other one is still there, you're not going to be able to pull that one off. So you got to kill both of them, which we did. And now we're going to go with number 14. Here we have 2 relays, which... my favorite, and then that rumble mode over there. We're going to ignore that one. So with this relay mode is particularly challenging because it's speed types, but they reflect energy damage. Now, a lot of the speed types I've invested in don't have energy damage, but this little lady does, and it will kill her very quickly. And there are also very strong characters within that particular relay. With this one, it's villains, and they reflect physical. Sometimes I'll use Loki on that one, but I don't really want to waste these. Her and him, Thanos and Proxima, they could clear that out. He obviously does physical, but those two could clear that out without much issue. But we're going to go ahead and head over here. We're going to pull up our speed types, and I am going to go with Gwenpool. She's adorable, and she's fun. And let's see here. Her leadership is speed. I'm going to pull her over here and just go ahead and grab that cooldown leadership. And then let's see if we have anybody that can team up with her that we would want to. Oh, I do like her team up with MODOK. Squirrel Girl has a team up with Thanos and MODOK, though, that I do like more. And so we're just going to leave it as is. We're going to immediately switch into Gwenpool. And Gwenpool has, like with Miss Marvel, she has the ability to heal herself. And they can be used quite to our advantage, especially when you tag her out. When you tag her back in, her heal is almost always going to trigger. So even if she's at, 10% hit points, you bring her back in, she's going to go back to full if you have decent stats on her. So first we're going to go into an iframe here so that we can switch her out safely. And then number 5 is a full iframe. I normally go 5 into 4, and then a nice little bit of 1. You can use 3 if you absolutely need a stun, but it will only stun one character. So do not expect for you to get a whole lot of mileage out of that when you have a bunch of guys on screen. That's one of the main reasons there that she doesn't do so well in ABX, is because her stun is just one person, and her AoE is not all iframed. That 2, as you can see, 2 and 4 are not iframed. 2 is AoE, it'll hit everything around her, but without an iframe in ABX, she dies very quickly. She is squishy. She heals a lot, but she's squishy. You need either the stun or the iframe to be able to get her into a situation where she can really take advantage of that heal. And as you can see, that stuns, which is, it's useful, but it takes a long time for her to do that, and she doesn't iframe while she's hitting them. So if you're really low on hit points and you have to pick between 5 and 3, really in general, if you have to pick between 5 and 3, always go with 5. And I'll get more in depth on that if I ever do a guide for her. And as I've been saying, let me know who down in the comments who you want me to do a guide for. I would love to hear some feedback from you guys, and I will make that happen. So we got a relay mode over here, and this one is female characters. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use Songbird. She's one of my favorites. A lot of people don't like her because they feel that she's a little more reliant on her stuns, but I really enjoy playing with her, and she's boring to a lot of people, but I don't know. I've always had a soft spot for her. So we're going to go ahead and go with this one. This one's not only going to give us the cooldown duration, dodge, and max hit point, but also some attack speed and all defense. And then we get the 2 6-star character bonus, so that's quite nice. Songbird doesn't need backup, really, but it's always nice to have a little bit extra stats in there. The attack is very nice to have. It just makes things go a little quicker. Songbird is pretty simple. You're going to throw up your shield, and then you're just going to start spamming everything to try and stun them. And now 5 is best avoided. I will use it if I need AoE capabilities, or if I just have everything on cooldown. Sometimes your cooldown, like there, it is not high enough, but so you end up with some dead time that you can just toss that out. Now, her auto attack is very strong for a world boss, because as you can see, it's just constantly hitting them, and so it triggers strikers a lot. And as you're going to see a lot of these guys. I believe they're both strikers, if I'm not mistaken, but they're going to pop in and take their swings quite often because those are on attack. And see, there Daisy popped in, and oh, we've got another. Oh, hit that one in by mistake. And as you can see, she pumps out very, very, very good damage and very consistent damage. And I think that's my favorite thing about her, is that she is a very consistent character. She doesn't rely on procs. Her shield is well within the time frame, even without full cooldown. And as you can see, I'm kind of taking a lazier approach since it's my last one, and not even really, honestly, putting a lot of effort into this, and she's able to take it down. So I recommend tier 2ing her. A lot of people don't feel that extra stun time matters, but I find it noticeable. It is an extra 1 second on all of her various stuns. So as you can see, that one was 3. I believe the other one is 4. Yeah, 4 seconds. And I mean, you can keep people stun locked with her with the right RNG luck. If RNGesus is with you, you will keep them stun locked. See there, that one went ahead and triggered. And as you can see, I just hit things when they're on cooldown. 3 is the most important to hit on cooldown, because you want to have those guards up, protecting her, because she is squishy. As you can see, she was only had her shields down for a minute, and for just a couple of seconds, and she was already almost taken down halfway. And I mean, even playing lazily, I'm able to win in a very decent amount of time. So that is Songbird on number 15. All right, so we are at the point where we've gotten all of our bios. So this is 15 is a target everybody should have, so that you can get all of the bios. Let's go ahead and collect our rewards here real quick. Thanks for the assemble points. Go ahead and grab that 4-star ticket, card. And there we go, 20 clear tickets, 375 gold, not bad. And then we've got our extra 90. So we've got a 90, a 60, a 50, a 40, a 75, a 20, and a 30. And so the end of the week, when I put out the last video, based on the previous 4 videos, I am going to level up one of my characters based on whichever character has received the most comments. Just comment and shout out, hey, use your bios on whichever one you want me to level up, and I will. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and put together a video guide on whichever character that is. So we've got Doc Ock as the Superior Spider-Man. We've got Crystal. We've got Rocket Raccoon. We've got the Hulk. The Hulk is wearing his fashionable World War Hulk outfit. We've got Sif, which I always forget which one she is because her face is so generic. We've got Deathlock. We've got Mockingbird. And we've got Miles Morales Spider-Man. So one of those guys, just let me know which one you want me to level up, and I'll level them up using those bios, and I will get you a guide out as well. So thanks so much for watching today. Don't forget, go ahead and update your app and start collecting the new characters. There are, if you watched my patch notes video yesterday, you'll know that there's 3 new characters. Kid Kaiju, who I am most excited about, Hellcat, and not Ironheart, Robbie Reyes, Ghost Rider. So get in there and start playing. Let me know in the comments section who you want me to upgrade and who you're planning on upgrading. And again, like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. You guys have a good one.